So, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing safe. I'm Toastmaster Nandini from Speechers Toastmasters Club, playing the role of Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. So, before starting the meeting, I just have a small request that I request everybody to please be exuberant in the meeting so that you'll have a lot of fun today before I begin the meeting. So, and coming to the role, my role as a sergeant at arms, I have pretty simple tasks to do. I request we follow three rules in every meeting so that the meeting will run in a very smooth manner. Because it's being online, we have some specific rules for this. Rule number one, I request everybody to please mute your audio in case if you are not speaking in the meeting. It will be very helpful for the speaker in case they are speaking. Rule number two, I request everybody to please switch off your video if in case you are moving from one place to other place. And if you're moving for water, please bring your water bottle with you so that it will be very easy for you as well. Rule number three, I request everybody to please not speak about sex, religion, and politics in a demeaning manner in today's meeting. So these are the three ground rules. Hope you'll all follow that. And yes, coming to let's start our meeting with the mission of Toastmasters Club. So we provide a supportive and learning experience in which a member are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in a greater self-confidence and personal growth. And this is all with my role, and pretty simple. And now coming to the theme of the meeting. So the essay communicator. So when I listened this theme, I just remembered my first days of Toastmasters when I just joined. It was a really a good journey for me from that day to here that I was a better communicator when compared to before. So today, in order to tell us about the experience how Ameena, the Toastmaster of the day, had become a good communicator, let's all welcome a person whom I know very first start of the Toastmasters, and she was the person whom I went to Guntur all the way from Bhimavaram by looking the way they are conducting the meetings and all. And yes, when I saw her in the meeting, and she was really a great communicator, then I decided that I should also be like her someday. So, and also she was in many of the leadership roles now, and she was our current area director of area H4. Let us all welcome Toastmaster Ameena, who is the Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting. Over to you, Ameena.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nandini. That was a very sweet introduction indeed. Hello, everyone. I welcome you to the very first demo meeting of Vijayawada Toastmasters Club. Can we have a huge round of applause? You can use the applause option. Thank you very much. I am your Toastmaster of the day. And my role is to carry forward the meeting, to keep it very simple for you guys. If you attend any event, you have an MC or an anchor that takes care of the flow of the meeting. So basically, I will be doing that. But one interesting fact is, I will also be sharing some sort of information in this meeting, which is as you guys might have known, or for those who did not know, I will be talking about a theme, which is how to be an ace communicator. But before I get into that, I have explained my role thoroughly. I would like to quickly welcome every person over here. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. In today's meeting, you'll get to know all about what Toastmasters is. I'm sure most of you people must have the doubts in your mind as to what is Toastmasters, what does Toastmaster give us, why should we join Toastmasters, and first of all, why do people keep talking about Toastmasters? So I will clear all that doubts for you and much more. I'm just going to take a moment and share my screen here. Just let me know if you're able to see this. Can someone give me the co-host rights? Yeah. So I'll present it and let me know if it comes to full screen. Is it visible? Yeah, thank you very much. All right. So I will be using a PPT to make the job a little easy. Uh, Give me a second. Okay, yeah. So, like I said, first we'll proceed with what is Toastmasters. Is it a cooking club? Toastmasters? We make bread toast or some sort of a toast. I'll tell you, this is a question that crossed each and every one of our minds. So when I first heard it, I thought it was a cooking club. I heard it from my friend Susweta when we were in BTech first year, and she came up to me and she's like, "Hey Ameena, so there is this thing called Toastmasters." I'm like, cooking club? She's like, no, it is not a cooking club. So it's not a cooking club. Is it a spoken English class? I cannot tell you the number of times people have come to the meeting and they thought it was a spoken English class. No, it is not a spoken English class. Is it a training academy to make you better at your English or something? No, it is not even a training academy. So what is Toastmasters, right? So Toastmasters is a non-profit organization. It is a huge network of clubs spread across close to 160 countries or so, and there are almost 30 or 35,000 above clubs across the whole globe. And this network of clubs falls under this one huge envelope called Toastmasters International. And the way it functions is we have clubs, like I've already been saying, and we have meetings. And you are at one of the meetings. So this is how it functions. Today, I will take you through the entire way of how a standard Toastmasters meeting looks like. So we will have meetings in which we learn. The main part about Toastmasters is learn by doing program. It is not like any other platform where somebody is teaching you and you're learning, or you barely ever get a chance to practice. But in Toastmasters, you will get the actual chance to do it and then learn from it. You can gain the skills needed to achieve your personal and professional goals. We will go into deeper details of this a little while soon. I would want to explain to you guys how a standard flow of Toastmasters meeting is. So any standard Toastmasters meeting has 3 segments in this particular order. First, we have the prepared speeches segment. So in our prepared speeches segment, we will have a speaker or 2 speakers who will come up and they will deliver a speech from a project in something called Pathways. So to make it simple, Pathways is like an education curriculum that we follow. If you're studying in a school, ICSE, CBSE, you know your education curriculum. In same way for Toastmasters, imagine we have a curriculum called Pathways. And in that, we have certain projects and stuff which help us reach our goal. So our prepared speaker will practice and they'll come and deliver a speech. So that is our prepared speech segment. Our second segment is table topics, which is the most fun segment of any Toastmasters meeting. The reason why it is called table topics and what is this funny name, don't worry, the table topics master will explain it to you. But table topics is a segment where you will get to test your spontaneity or impromptu speaking skills. The reason why we have this segment in Toastmasters is because we need to be really good communicators and to build our network. And to build network, you should be spontaneous, on your feet and communicating with people. Finally, the third segment, which we call the heart of Toastmasters, is the evaluation segment. Evaluation segment is nothing but we'll have a group, an entire team who will come and evaluate the meeting and the speakers to help us better the meetings of the club in terms of quality, and also give a feedback to the speakers to make them better. So this is going to be our standard flow of any Toastmasters meeting. I hope that was clear. If I can get a thumbs up from our guests, if you understood, that would be great. Now we will proceed to know who is this evaluation team that is going to come up, right? So please help me welcome the general evaluator for today. Our general evaluator for today is a Toastmaster who has been in Toastmasters for more than 4.5 years. He is a working IT professional in a multinational company, and he is an enthusiastic Toastmaster. If you missed out the previous meeting, he was our speaker there telling us all about what Toastmasters is. So please help me welcome our very, very enthusiastic Toastmaster, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Sainath from TCS Kohinoor Hyderabad Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Sainath.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ameena. Can you please confirm if I am clearly audible and visible?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. And a special mention to all those people who are non-Toastmasters, who are the guests for us today. Well, as Ameena mentioned about the structure of the basic structure of a Toastmasters meeting, you might have observed the last section of the Toastmasters meeting, which is the general evaluation section. And I personally call this section as a crux of a Toastmasters meeting, because this is where you will understand, throughout the meeting, whatever the role you play, whatever the speech that you give, how you have done that, then how you can make it in a better way next time whenever you come to a Toastmasters meeting. So as a general evaluator, it is my responsibility to evaluate the meeting as a whole. And I also tell you the areas where you can improve. And this is a humongous task. Observing everything in detail is a humongous task. And I'm not alone today. I have a team, and I have a team of three members who are called as a tag team. They are nothing but the timer, accounter, and grammarian, who are going to help us in different aspects on how we can improve as a better speaker, as a better communicator, basically. So first in the line is the timer for today's meeting. And I saw this person around one year back, and he was a student Toastmaster then. Very enthusiastic person. I used to see him in events. He used to take roles here, and he used to help us a lot in conducting those events in a very good way, a very responsible Toastmaster. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Karthikeya from Roots Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sainath. Good evening, everyone. This is Toastmaster Karthikeya from Roots Toastmasters Club. I hope everyone is doing well. Before I go ahead, let me share my screen. So as you can see that we have various kind of things going on in Toastmasters. Firstly, we have prepared speeches. For prepared speeches, we have time limit, which is based upon what you're taking up. For icebreakers and normal speeches, it is 4 to 6 minutes. And there are stall speeches are like 5 to 7 minutes. And for today's speech, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. And while speaking, you'll be shown a white card. While you reach a 5-minute limit, you will be shown a green card. At the 6th minute, you'll be shown a yellow card. And at the 7th minute, you will be shown a red card. And you will be having 30 seconds grace time before you can end your speech. And there is also specific session called table topics. For table topics, the time limit is from 1 to 2 minutes. For 1 minute, I'll be showing the green card. For 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card. And for 2 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. As you can see, you'll also have 30 seconds of grace time before you can end your table topic session. And coming back to evaluations, evaluation is also having specified time limit. For evaluations, you will be having 2 to 3 minutes. At the 2-minute mark, I'll be showing the green card. At the 2-minute 30-second mark, I'll be showing the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. As you have already noticed, 30 seconds of grace time, even for the evaluator. I'll be giving my report once the evaluation is done. Over to you, General Evaluator Sanath Gupta. Thank you.
Thank you so much, timer. Well, in Toastmasters, everything is time bounded because we respect everybody's time. So that's what the timer introduction is all about. Next in line is a Toastmaster who comes from Aviva Toastmasters, and these days I've been seeing him everywhere. He's across the globe, and because of the pandemic, Toastmasters has become an advantage to go to whatever the country that you want without any visa or passport. And this person especially is making very good use of it. And let us understand what he has in store for us today. So put your hands together to welcome the counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Srikanth. Over to you, Srikanth.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sainath, for giving a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much for that. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow members, and most welcome guests. I am pleased to be a counter of today's meeting. The purpose of a counter is to improve speech patterns and teach us Toastmasters how the eliminate of us improves flow and effectiveness of our speeches. Taking the assignment of a counter also enhances listening skills. The counter notes words and sounds that are used as verbal pauses by anyone who speaks during the meeting. We call these As. These are the words and sounds such as a, an, or, and so on. I will also note when speakers repeat words such as I, and, my, I mean, so, etc. I will take note of pauses, both short pauses and long pauses. If speech requires you to pause somewhere, that is permissible and it will not counted in our counter report. At the end of the meeting, I will make my report on the number of hours set by each speaker. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Sign.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srikanth, for that introduction. Well, next up in my team is someone whom I have been knowing from the past 2.5 years maybe. And guys, if you know, there will be one person in your life who will be correcting your grammar, right? And this person corrects me every day. He is like my grammar teacher. You know, he is my grammar teacher for every day. Grammar in my college, or sorry, school, but this person has been there throughout, correcting my English every day. So put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Charan from TCS Maitri Hyderabad Toastmasters Club, who is playing the role of Wordmaster Premier today. Over to you, Charan.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Signer. I'm Toastmaster Charan and I'm from TCS Maitri Hyderabad Toastmasters Club. And I am going to play the role of Wordmaster Grammarian for today's meeting. As a Wordmaster Grammarian, I'm going to carefully listen to each and every word that gets uttered during the meeting. I'm going to make a list of the good usages and the incorrect usages and give the report, the compendium of all these good usages and incorrect usages at the end when the General Evaluator calls me onto this virtual stage. Also, as a Wordmaster Grammarian, it's my responsibility to introduce to you the word of the day and idiom of the day. The word of the day is exuberant, which means full of energy. Usage: Indian cricket team is now made up of a bunch of exuberant youngsters. Idiom of the day is square the circle, which means to try to solve an impossible task. Usage: arguing and winning over my girlfriend is like squaring the circle. Every time a person uses the word of the day or idiom of the day, we show our appreciation by using the virtual thumbs up button. I seriously hope that using the word of the day and idiom of the day is not going to be as difficult as squaring the circle, and that everybody is going to be exuberant in today's meeting and that they're going to use both the word of the day and idiom of the day today. With that being said, I would like to hand over the stage back to the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Signer. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Wordmaster Grammarian. So if you guys feel that communicating with someone else properly is like squaring the circle, Toastmasters and this particular team of tag team will help you, right? So with this, I hand out the stage back to our exuberant Toastmaster today, Toastmaster Ameena.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Sainath and your team. I'm gonna share the screen again. Okay. All right. So I have so far told you guys what Toastmasters is briefly. Now we will be going through the theme, which is how to be an ace communicator. Before I could go to that part of my theme, I want to first know what is communication. So can guests in the meeting please unmute yourself, and in a very simple statement you can just tell me what communication is according to you. This is going to be a little interactive, so I would like for you to unmute yourself. You don't have to turn on your video if that's an issue, but please unmute yourself and just let me know. Can the Zoom master help me if someone is raising their hand or unmuting? Srikanth, I'll give you the chance once. Let's just check with the guests. So I see Chandra, Ishwar, Ganesh, Vaishnavi, Mohan, Navya. Yeah. So any of you guys, I've only called out guests, not the Toastmasters in the meeting. So any of you guys can unmute your audio and just tell me, what do you think communication is?
Yeah, hi. This is Ganesh.
Hello, Ganesh.
Yeah, in my opinion, communication is a way to express your feelings, to better convey your feelings to the people.
Okay, rightly said. Thank you very much, Ganesh. A round of applause for Ganesh. So, as Ganesh has said, communication is a way to convey your feelings in a better way. Thank you very much. Anyone else that wants to add on to that definition? It's a pretty simple thing, guys. We communicate on a day-to-day basis. I just want to know what is your perception of it. Anyone else wants to add on to that?
Hi, I'm Chandra.
Hello, Chandra.
In my point of view, I think it's conveying of information. I think so.
Conveying
Communication
information.
means.
Yeah, you are also correct. A round of applause for Chandra as well. As he has said, communication is a way of conveying information. And one last chance, anyone else wants to add something new other than what we've already heard? Okay, so earlier I saw Srikant had raised his hand. So Srikant, Toastmaster Srikant, you want to add something?
Which could understand others easily. Whatever you are saying, which could be understood by others easily.
Wow, that's a beautiful point indeed. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Srikant. All right. So like we have heard from Ganesh, Chandra and Srikant, communication is conveying your emotions or feelings. Communication is also exchanging information, and communication is something that makes another person understand what you're saying easily. So you guys have basically told each and every one of these points. So what makes you a better communicator? We all know, we all have been communicating ever since we've known how to speak. It can be verbal or non-verbal. Okay, so it need not necessarily be verbal. So talking is communication, texting with somebody is communication, you're writing a blog or you're writing something in your journal, that is also a way of expressing your thoughts. And debating with someone is also communication. Basically, even talking to someone in a shopkeeper or talking to your in a day-to-day life, talking to your family members, that is also communication. We all communicate, right? But what is the difference between communication and effective communication? And why is it important? Why is it so important that I made it an entire theme and I'm going to keep talking about it? Why is it so important in this day-to-day life or in this society at this time? I will further describe it after our first segment. So at this point, I'm going to leave you all with a little curious thought. Please hold on to that. So right now we will begin our first segment of Toastmasters meeting. Like I described, our prepared speeches segment. We have our speaker ready, but before we could call the speaker, we first are going to call out our evaluator who will be evaluating our prepared speaker. Please help me welcome our evaluator for today. Toastmaster Janvi, could you please turn on your video? Yep, I just wanted to spotlight. Yeah. So Toastmaster Janavi is a trainer by profession, but Toastmaster by passion. She is from Accelerators Miapur Toastmasters Club, and she's an exuberant Toastmaster indeed. Please help me welcome our evaluator for the speaker to read out the objectives of the speech. Over to you, Janavi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ameena. A very good evening to all the new people and enthusiastic people today. What is the role of an evaluator? An evaluator is a person who listens keenly to the speaker and tries to help the speaker with a constructive feedback so that the speaker can improve his or her communication and the level of speaking further. Today, our speaker, Toastmaster Ameena, is here to square the circle by delivering a speech from the Presentation Mastery Pathway, the first speech from the second project of level 1. And the purpose statement of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this particular speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. So I will be coming back in the evaluation section when called upon by the general evaluator and will be giving the evaluation report to Toastmaster Ameena. With this, I would like to hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Ameena.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Janavi, for reading out the objectives. I would now request our speaker to please turn on your video. Toastmaster Meghna, yeah, just add you to the spotlight. Are you able to see the timer cards?
Yes, Ameena, I can see the timer.
Timer, can you please flip the cards once? Yeah, you can see it?
Yes,
All right.
yes, I can see.
You want to check the video? Is that how you're going to be speaking? Yeah.
Yes, am I clearly audible and visible?
Yes, you are clearly audible and visible. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Please help me welcome our speaker for today, Toastmaster Meghna. She is a student from SVECW Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, and she will be giving her prepared speech today. Toastmaster Meghna, it's okay. It's okay, Toastmaster Meghna. Over to you.
Have you ever thought a 4-letter word fail decides other 4-letter word life? Well, let's take an audience poll. Give a thumbs up reaction if you ever failed in your life. Okay. So how many of you feel that you are unfortunate in your life after that failure? Now, let me tell you a story. My story, which can make you feel that you are unfortunately fortunate. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. It was the year 2014. Then I was studying 9th standard. There was an exam called PSA, Problem Solving Assessment. Without qualifying in this exam, we were not allowed to write 10 board examinations. And we all know that how important are 10 board examinations in our families. That year, 333 students appeared from various schools. After the exam, I thought I wrote this exam well and eagerly waited for the results. Finally, the day came. I was in the classroom playing a game with my friend sitting in the last bench. Suddenly, a notice came. Every one of us knew that the notice was about the results. The attender stuck the notice in the notice board. Then with a great expectation, I immediately went to check the results. To my astonishment, I failed in that exam. And what shocked me more was I was the only one person who failed in my class. For the rest of the day, my benchmates isolated me. I had to sit all the day alone in the last bench. It was very tough being there. I went home and understood that all of my family members got to know about the results. Then they surrounded me. My mother started saying, "Don't you feel ashamed of it? Stop watching TV and focus on studies." And my sister shouted, "If you have spent half of the time that you looked into the mirror for studies, you could have passed the exam." And my grandfather, "My respect and dignity in the village had lost, all because of your laziness." And the worst thing happened was my grandmother started saying, "See what happened now? I already told for girls, there is no need of study. So don't waste your time on studies and start searching for a groom. We will get her married and everything will be fine." Now, I don't understand one thing. Did I fail in exam or did I fail in my life? I started crying and ran away from there. And I tightened up the door very hardly and shouted, "Please go away. Don't disturb me." After some time, someone knocked at the door, to which I finally responded, "Please don't disturb me." Everyone has an angel in your life who stand by your side during your toughest times. And this time, it was my father. With a consoling voice, he told, "Hey, Meghna, open the door." I obliged. He came inside the room, wiped off the tears with his hands, and kept his hands on my shoulder and told, "It's okay." I was dumb, struck hearing that. He continued, "When you are learning to stand on your feet, you fell many times. But if you stop trying, thinking yourself as a failure, then you might not have stood up to open the door now. Life is not about failing. It's all about getting up back every time and hitting it back hard. It's okay to fail in exam. It's okay if you lose something in your life. It's okay if you were criticized by your friends and family. All of these are absolutely okay as long as you don't give up to accept that failure. Work hard and practice again. I didn't know what happened to me, but after listening these words, I didn't want to accept my failure. I decided to write this exam again. This time, there are many challenges and difficulties, like waking up at 4 a.m., going to tuition, studying late nights. This time, my friends and relatives were poking me with the negative comments, but none of those words worked in front of my commitment. And finally, I passed the exam after a lot of hard work and determination, this time in distinction though. Then I realized it's okay to fail as long as you don't give up to accept that failure. I have applied the same rule in many situations. Initially, I failed to learn classical dance. When I gave my first classical performance at my +2, my friends laughed at me. I felt embarrassed, but I did not accept that failure. I remembered the words of my father and practiced a lot. Now, in my BTech, all departmental fests will start with my classical performance. Even in Toastmasters, when I gave my icebreaker, I was disqualified. I failed miserably on stage on numerous meetings, but I did not give up. I always used to remember the words of my father and told to myself, it's okay as long as you don't give up to accept that failure. Then I worked with my mentors and understood the speech elements like structure, transition, body language, logical flow, etc. And guess what? Last year, I was the runner-up in humorous speech contest. And this year, I made it to the division level in international speech contest. If you observe, I failed in PSA exam, but I did not accept that failure. And next year, I passed in distinction. I failed in classical dance, but I did not accept that failure. And now I'm a good classical performer. I failed in giving my initial speeches, but I did not accept that failure. And now I'm a good speaker. So my dear friends, what about you? Have you failed in joining your dream college? Or have you failed in giving a winning speech? Or have you failed in a startup? Or have you failed to impress your loved ones? It's okay. Work hard with a great commitment and you will be no longer a failure. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
That was a beautiful speech indeed. I would now share the screen and just let me know if you can see it. Yep. So earlier we were discussing about communication, and we all know what communication is. And I had left you all with a small question, a curious thought. Why is communication so important? Again, I would like to get a little more interactive, and I would ask if there were any guests earlier who did not participate. Can you please unmute and just let me know, why do you think communication is important? People who spoke earlier also can raise your hand and give an answer. So there is Mohan, Lokesh, Navya. Can you please let us know, why do you think communication is important?
Hi, this is Ganesh.
Hello, Ganesh. Are you the same Ganesh, or is it because there are two Ganeshs in this meeting?
This is M. Ganesh.
Okay, good. Yeah, please go forward.
Yeah, definitely, is our part of life everywhere with the sharing thoughts and ideas, right? That's why the communication is very important.
Indeed, that is a very simply put format. Communication is a part of our life. Everywhere, from the moment you wake up until the point that you sleep, verbal or non-verbal, we are continuously communicating. If you're not talking one-on-one with someone, we're at least texting someone. If you're not texting someone, we are working on something, or we're working in a project where communication is required and important. Anyone else wants to add to that? Shravan, Kumar, I see someone called Shravan here. Anyone wants to add to this point? Hello, Lokesh.
Yeah, Ameena, yeah. Communication is important because I know how to take our task further. Because, for example, a scientist in Sriharikota needs to communicate properly to his fellow mates in order to achieve the task, or he might land satellite on Mars instead of Moon. So communication is important in order to transfer our communications to our emotions to fellow people. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Wow, that's such a beautiful explanation and a very funny example indeed. Round of applause to Ganesh and Lokesh. Thank you so much, guys. As you guys have said, communication is important to run an organization or a team, a project, and also it is a part of our life, right? So communication is important for various reasons. It is an important skill, not just because if you're a professional, even if you're someone who is not working, you still need to know how to communicate well. The another reason why communication is important, sorry, is because it facilitates coordination. So if you're working in an organization, or even if you're working on anything, be it a small idea, or let us say as simple as communicating with your colleagues, communication is important. You're going to any event or something, you're expected to network with people, you're expected to talk to people. If you're meeting somebody at a birthday party, simple birthday party also, you cannot just stand in a corner. I know there are introverts among us, I'm also an introvert sometimes, but you do have to go and communicate at least with the guy whose cake you're eating, right? The birthday boy or girl. So you have to go communicate. So to meet social expectations as such, communication is important. Communication is the basis of decision making and planning, right? If you're in an organization and you're a project head, so you have to lead a team of people. How can you do that? Because this is the basis. You talk to them, you communicate your ideas, they revert with their ideas, you prepare a plan. All of this, the center communication is an important skill. So I think by now we all understand why communication is important. Now I'm going to say why it is more important now than ever. We all are stuck in a pandemic that has made the competition of becoming a more successful person even more difficult. People are finding it hard to get jobs, and even if there are startups or entrepreneurs, it's just becoming difficult because right now you can't meet people one on one. You have to persuade them to support you, or you have to communicate with people only via calls or meetings, and the only thing that will get you to do this is your communication skill. So in the current situation we are right now, and it might continue for a long time or it may not, it is very important that you hone this communication skill and are really good at it. Now I'll stop this right here, and we will go forward with what is a way that you can hone this communication skill and everything. But before that, we have our table topics segment. So please help me welcome our table topics master. So our table topics master for today, Toastmaster Manasa, is a member of two clubs. She's a student pursuing her third year. She's a member of BVRIT Hyderabad Toastmasters and Spurti Telugu Toastmasters Club as well. She's a very, very active Toastmaster and a very funny person indeed. Please help me welcome our table topics master for today, Toastmaster Manasa. Over to you, Manasa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ameena. Good evening, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Manasa, and I'll be playing the role of Table Topics Master in this meeting. When you think about communication, there are two types. One is prepared, the other is impromptu. Imagine that you just got to work and your boss asked you a simple question. You know the answer, but that situation is so sudden that you cannot put together the words to speak out your opinion. There are a lot of situations in our day-to-day lives where we are put in a spot to answer a question or to speak on something. We know it, but we cannot put together words to speak on it at that moment. To help you with that, we have a segment in a Toastmasters meeting called Table Topic segment. Here is where we give you a topic on the spot. It will be very easy, not tough. It is very generic in nature, something that you can easily answer. And you need to speak on it for 1 to 2 minutes, not more than that. So here is where you will learn 3 skills: better listening, better thinking, and better speaking. You'll have to listen to my topic, think about the topic, and then speak on it. If you want to improve these 3 skills or start working on improving these 3 skills, now is the time for you to express interest by clicking on the raise hand option or making use of chat window to so I can give you the first topic. Let us start with a Toastmaster just to demonstrate how this segment goes on. Toastmaster Yashwant, would you like to take the first topic?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay.
Hope
Please.
I am audible and visible.
Yes, you are audible and you're visible. Toastmaster Yashwant, if you could be a character in a movie, which character would you be? If you could be a character in a movie, which character would you be?
Iron Man, undoubtedly. Yes, Iron Man is such a charismatic and so powerful character that I always wanted to portray for myself because, in fact, I had never watched a single movie of Iron Man. And yet I can say that I'm an ardent fan of Iron Man because of one scene. And I know, I'm sorry, I'm not a good movie guy, but many of you might have already watched a movie where in Iron Man movie, of course, wherein he saves the people in Iraq or Iran from the terrorists. He lands on that site and then he just shoots out all the terrorists. He just attacks them in style. Such a beautiful scene that is. I just fell in love with Iron Man with that scene. So they say first impression is the best impression. So I really second that. So that is why. But what is the need of the Iron Man in today's life? It is high time for us to be Iron Man because we are seeing our single rival for millions of us outside. We are all fighting a single rival. So it's time for us to be Iron Man, to be superhumans by just staying at home or taking care of our families. So what all I can say is that today's Iron Man is the one who takes care of himself and of the family. So the superpower that we have got is to be cautious and to be genuine to ourselves and to be hygiene at our daily life. So that's what we have to do to be Iron Man of our lives. So Iron Man, yes, is kind of inspiration for the millions of the world across the globe. And now we all can be Iron Men if we can just take care of our own health and we can just save our family so that, of course, we could save our society. So that's what is the need of the hour. So I believe I can see many Iron Men today and of course Iron Women also. So I just would like to wish all of you a good health, and I'm wishing all of you to be Iron Men and Iron Women so that you're going to be stronger for yourself and for your family and for your society and for the world. Thank you very much. Toastmaster of the day, table topic master of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yashwant. Even I love Iron Man, and the way you connected Iron Man with the current situation, it's just, I did not expect it. I am surprised. Now, would anyone else, preferably the guests, like to surprise all of us with your thoughts? You can let us know by clicking on the raise hand button or let me know by sending a chat. Just by taking one topic, Toastmaster Yashwant improved his decision-making abilities. This or that. He has a lot of options, but on the spot, he picked one. So this indirectly also improved his decision-making ability. Would any of the guests like to try? Okay, in the chat window, I can see someone called Chandra. Can you please unmute yourself? I can also see someone called Ishwar. Host, can you please unmute Ishwar? Okay, now I have a question. I have a question. You don't have to speak on it. You can just directly answer that question in the chat window. Who is wearing a red shirt today? I mean, if all of you had cameras on, we can play this game easily. Okay.
Okay, Manasa. How about I take up a table topic?
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Karthikeya, for stepping in at that moment. Are you ready?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm the timer, so being. I'll make my timing device ready for the. Yeah, go ahead.
Toastmaster Karthikeya, would you rather be a worried genius or a joyful simpleton? Would you rather be a worried genius or a joyful simpleton? Toastmaster Karthikeya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manasa. Good evening, everyone. This is Toastmaster Karthikeya. And my topic for today is if I would be a worried genius or a joyful simpleton. I don't know. As you can see, the pandemic has put us in the center of the circle or whatever you can say. I'm kind of a person who is a worried genius. I am pathway about thinking what to do next and what is my next step is going to fail or not, and that is the only thing I'm trying to do all the time. But the thing is, I'm trying to make the most out of it. And being a joyful simpleton, there are some perks and disgraces at the same time. So you might not know what you might be doing and what you might not. I'm more leaning towards being a worried genius. As you know, because you worry, you will become aware of what you might step on. As I saw at Meghna's speech, that failing isn't leaving you somewhere in middle. Maybe failing you teaches what you might know. So, in that sense, as being worried for myself, I'd be more precautious and more attentive and be a more meaningful learner. That's it. And over to you, Toastmaster, table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Manas. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthikeya. That was half expected, half unexpected. That was a really good attempt for this topic. Who would like to take up the next topic? I can see someone called Arnav. Arnav, can you please unmute yourself? It would be great if you can switch on your camera also. It's like we love human interaction. Yes. Toastmaster Arnav, would you like to take up our next topic?
Yes, I would.
Arnav, what makes you smile? What makes you smile?
Now, in case if we have joined with two devices, try to off one device so that it will reduce that noise. Can you once try to speak?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. May I note the topic again, please?
Yes. Arnav, what makes you smile? What makes you smile, Arnav?
Yeah. So see, when I was in my school, right, I'm studying. I just completed my 10th class from Sri Swaminarayan Gurukul. So we used to have a playing bell. In that, I used to go with my friends like a walks around my school campus, and we used to talk about the topics, what happened in the school, or what happened during them to them in the lockdown. What was the situation, and like what did they do in that situation. So we used to laugh and laugh, and like we enjoyed a lot this 1 month when our school were open for the exam. So in this 1 month we had a lot of experience what happened to during the lockdown, or in the online classes. Like that's where mostly when I'm with my friends, so I'm mostly like laughing, even with my family also. Yeah, my dad makes a lot of jokes with us, and even my brother. So I am here with my dad. His name is Ganesh. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Arnav, for that wonderful attempt at this topic. It reminded me of my school, my 10th grade, and it made me smile. So thank you for that wonderful attempt. Now that Arnav has finished speaking, Ganesh, would you like to take up the next topic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can you please switch on the cam? Okay. Are you a Toastmaster or a guest?
I'm a guest. Yeah.
Okay. Ganesh, if you could speak one message to everyone on earth at the same time, what would it be? If you could speak one message to everyone on earth at the same time, what would it be, Ganesh?
Good evening, everyone. Thanks, Mansa, for giving this opportunity. One message for everyone, that is, it's like a enjoy. We can say one word. Enjoy the moment. So it's a part of life. Everything. It's a very important. Don't think most of the future. Don't think about your past. Only one thing. Enjoy the current moment. You can see if you're getting a bore, if you are in a stress, just watch, beside any tree, any creature, small things, a bird, whatever, how they are enjoying, how the things also made, what kind of pattern, what kind of color, what the it is small or a bigger, but everything is important, and everything is in part of the thing. So I wish that enjoy the moment is the one message. It help everyone. And second, if you ask me, give me a second word, it's like smile. Keep smile in your face. So you are in sad, whatever the things people don't understand, what's in your mind, what are the thoughts, no one think. Just see your face only. You give a smile, definitely you take no indirectly lot of smiles. So the second message, I'm adding other a thing, that is a smile. First one is enjoy the movement. Second one is smile. Keep on smile. Keep on smiling. Thank you, Mansa, for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Ganesh. Enjoying the moment is really important, especially in 2021 while we are isolated, and smiling is something that we should keep doing voluntarily also. So thank you for those beautiful messages. I can join Shravan Kumar. The expression of Arnav is priceless. Shravan Kumar, would you like to take up the next topic?
Yeah, please.
Shravan Kumar, you have one wish from a genie. What is it? You have one wish from a genie. What is it, Shravan Kumar? You can use the same camera as Arnav.
Hello. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, you are audible and visible. You can deliver your topic.
My strength, I can say, is my strength is my genie. Yeah. 1 second. Okay.
Take your time.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
I wish to get a good company to, build a good company for the product base of company. So it's my future goal and my wish that one. And try to improve my skills and as well as my strengths and break out my weakness points. So build my confidence levels to improve this, build a good, good company. So that's my wish. Lifelong, yeah, sorry. Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
You have time to my bad.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shravan, for that wonderful attempt. It is so good to see 3 people from the same family taking turns attempting table topics. It is fun to see all of you push each other to take the next topic. So we have time for one last topic. Who would like to take it up?
Yeah.
Lokesh, would you like to take up the next topic?
Yeah, I'll try a bit. I'll try myself.
Okay. Can you please switch on your camera? Yes.
Yeah.
Lokesh, home is where the heart is. Home
Sorry?
is where the heart is. Home
Sorry, can you come back?
Is. Home is where the heart is, Lokesh.
I didn't get your question. What does it mean?
It's not complicated. If you could travel through time, what would you do? If you could travel through time, what would you do, Lokesh?
Yeah, it's a good question. Very good question. If at all I could travel through time, not last year, in 2019 October, I met with an accident in which I have lost 3 of my friends. So if at all I could travel, I could go to that time and I used to not do that mistake again. So I used to save my friends. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That is what I wish to do. If at all I could travel and go back. Yeah. Thanks. Table topic. Team Manasa.
Lokesh.
Yeah.
Time travel is something that all of us wish is possible, but unfortunately it isn't. So if anyone else would like to share their experiences or improve your listening, thinking, and speaking abilities, we are going to start a club very soon. To give you more details, I'll have to hand the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ameena. Over to you, Toastmaster Ameena.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manasa. That was a fun session indeed. Did we all have fun? You can use a thumbs up option or you could applaud. because I did. I had a lot of fun listening to some really beautiful speeches. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Um, First off, I want to congratulate to each and every person who came out and spoke today. Congratulations, guys. You took a step ahead, and although you were feeling nervous, although you were feeling, I don't know, scared, but you came forward and you decided to speak. You even turned on your videos and spoke in the very first meeting. So take a huge pat on your back. You are all are really brave and courageous, because I never spoke at my first Toastmasters meeting. I was sitting all scared in the back of the audience, just silent and observing everything. All right, so now we will proceed further. I'm going to share my screen again. And earlier we were discussing on why communication skills are so important. Now, I had left you guys with a thought: how do you hone your communication skills? Now, we all are very clear that communication skills is very important, but how do you hone them? You need a place, a group of people to help you better your communication skills, or a platform that helps you better this particular skill, or maybe an organization that helps you hone this important skill. Well, you don't have to worry, because you are at the right place at the right time, because Toastmasters is the correct answer to all the points that I've told you. It is an organization that, like I've already mentioned in the beginning, where you can hone multiple skills, communication skills being one of the very important one. Toastmasters is that platform, or like I would like to say, it is that tool that you can use to bring the best out of yourself. Now, why should you trust Toastmasters? Why should you invest a single penny in this organization? And is it a scheme? Because everybody comes and they put forward, I'll teach you this, I will improve you like this, I'll do that. And we see these ads on Instagram, Facebook. Why should I believe you, Ameena? Maybe you're also doing this for some profit. Maybe you're also getting some profit out of it. Like I already said, this is a non-profit organization. None of us sitting here is getting paid. So why would I come here and tell all this? So first off, guys, no profit. Second thing, why am I here telling you Toastmasters is important? This is not a scheme. I will tell you why Toastmasters is important. This is the one organization where you get your return on investment, as in every single penny that you put in, which is not a much, by the way. So I'll just break it down very simply for you guys. If you were to take a membership in Toastmasters, it is like a 6 months term. So in every 6 months, you pay close to 45 bucks, which is, if you convert it to Indian currency, around 3,500 max. Maybe if it, if there is a really high change, then it might change. But it is around 3,500. So if it comes down to 6 months, you're not spending much amount of money comparative to anywhere else. Why do I say it is return on investment? For that amount of money, you're getting a lot of options available, but I will focus on the communication aspect of it. It is going to be really effective. Toastmasters focuses on learn by doing method, which on research is also the best method that you can find in any way. Because if you want to learn something, if you teach somebody, they'll forget. If you tell somebody, they might not even remember. But if you make them do it, then you will learn, then you will do it, and you will improve in that particular aspect. And Toastmasters believes in that. So as long as you yourself don't do something, you're not going to learn anything. So I'm not here promising you, hey, if you join Toastmasters, you'll become an amazing person. No, it is all by yourself, and that is why Toastmasters is a best choice. Second thing, it is the only organization, like I already said, where you can do learn by doing, but also in pandemic, it is the only organization that is functioning online. Right now, almost 95% plus clubs have made their online meetings, most of the clubs, at least in our India. I can speak for India because I do not know nation global wide, but there are clubs that are functioning global wide. So why is this that important, Ameena? I mean, everyone is doing meetings online. What is it different? The thing is, all the pandemic is going on. Toastmasters is the only tool that will keep you connected with the real world people. Go to any platform. You will not find a platform where you can talk to real world people. Okay, you can go to Facebook, Instagram, you can chat with them. But is that going to improve your skill in any way? No. I'm talking about improving your skills with actually connecting. Today, we're here with there's me and there's 18 other people. I'm communicating with 18 other people, and I'm sure you all are not sitting in my hometown. You're sitting across India, but I'm able to communicate to you and still work on this skill. And this is the one organization that keeps you in touch with people. Another reason why Toastmasters, global outreach. Like Sainath had mentioned, and we have mentioned earlier, that Toastmasters International, which means we are a huge network of clubs across the globe. Trust me, I've always wanted to attend meetings from different places, but I don't have the money to afford a ticket and go to even, Delhi or something. So I cannot go to another country, another continent and attend their meetings. Thanks to Toastmasters, because of this online meetings, I attended a meeting in Africa, I attended a meeting in Italy, I attended a meeting in England. I saw these new people and I saw the way they talk and we could communicate. I went and I participated in their meetings, and many people come to our meetings as well. And it is beautiful to be able to communicate with people from different parts of the world through just a click of a meeting link on your WhatsApp. It's as simple as that. So you build a network. Why is it important for you to have a network? It will help you to in your career. There has been many times, there have been cases in Toastmasters. This is not a promised thing, but when you build a good network, you have more career opportunities. You might know somebody who is working in a good position in an organization. My mentor was my first mentor is a general manager in ITC Guntur, and my another mentor works in TCS Hyderabad. So I have people who are there in professional environment, and they guide me to choose a career path, and they might guide me if I need any help. So Toastmasters gives you that bonus. Finally, the best, and I think the only different, if someone were to ask me, I mean, how is Toastmasters different from a speaking class, spoken English class, or someone training you in an academy? How is it different? Because you receive feedback. You can talk, talk, and you can give speeches, but unless until you're going to get a feedback on to where to improve, you cannot become better, right? Feedback is very important, and Toastmasters is that one place that will give you feedback, not just on your speech, but on every single aspect, which our general evaluator team will tell us right now. On that note, guys, I've given you enough reasons as to why Toastmasters is the best choice if you want to hone your communication skills as well as public speaking, leadership, networking skills. But like I said, it is one organization where you get feedback. Did I tell you positive feedback? You heard me right. Imagine you were to give a speech and someone tells you, you didn't sound that good. Your body language, it has to be changed. Please, it's not nice at all. Why can you not speak loud? Please speak a little loud. You're speaking too slow. Please speak a little fast. If someone were to tell you this, would any of you ever get on a stage or think of speaking? I would not. I'll be like, okay, this is really embarrassing. I'm not doing this ever again. Tata, bye bye. But in Toastmasters, you get feedback, not just feedback, positive feedback. And what I mean by positive feedback, you will see that with our evaluation segment. On that note, let us go to our third and final segment of Toastmasters meeting, which is our evaluation segment. To conduct the evaluation segment, we have our general evaluator and his team who will take it forward. Please help me welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Sainath. Over to you, Sainath.
Yeah, Toastmaster Ameena. Yes, as I promised in the beginning that we will give you the areas where you have done really well, and also there are some improvements which are very important for you to grow as a communicator or a better speaker or as a better leader, right? This is the time to do that. So first of all, we'll start off with giving or hearing the evaluation for the prepared speech. So Meghna has delivered a prepared speech today. In order to evaluate the speech of Meghna, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Jahnavi to evaluate Toastmaster Meghna's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Jahnavi.
Thank you so much, Sir General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Meghna, what an speech. It's okay to do or fail in everything and try back. Today, I want to evaluate you in the three-step process. One is I will give you the recommendations, then I'll talk about the recommendations, followed by I'll summarize the evaluation. The first, what went very well from your speech? The first important thing is your opening, which is power-packed. You are an exuberant speaker who brought all of our attention towards you. I was very much glued to your questions. I thought, what and who will answer? Followed by, what is the situation? That is a position where you have continued your speech to the next level. The transitions is the second important thing I loved. It was perfectly balanced between the story of your failure, then who gave you the turn away moment, followed by how did you succeed. All three things were smoothly transitioned from point A to B to C, and it is a well-structured speech. The third important thing I loved is your voice modulation and your beautiful gestures. You moved from point A to B to C very smoothly, which showed us how beautiful dancer you are. And the pitch where you increased when you spoke about your grandmother and where you decreased to say us that you are very sad. These things made me personally fall in love with your speech today. However, you have a little bit of recommendations which will take you to be the best speaker always. The first thing is the takeaway. You had multiple takeaways in your speech, though you structured your speech on an overall to talk about that it's okay to fail. Somewhere in between, I also took this takeaway of commitment and consistency. I also took this takeaway of not accepting the failure. And I also took the perfect takeaway of it's okay and try again later and not to give up. So in this 4 takeaways, I felt confused which one to concentrate on. So I would suggest you to please go back and reconstruct the final takeaway of your speech so that audience will have one power-packed impact from your speech. With this amazing opening with beautiful transitions and gestures, please try to make sure that there is only one takeaway. There is only one takeaway from your speech and it would be the next level. With this, I would like to hand over the stage back to the General Evaluator, Toastmasters Ameena.
Thank you so much, Evaluator, for that wonderful evaluation. Yeah, so now it's time for my team's evaluation, the timer, accounter, and grammarian's evaluation. So first of all, I would like to call upon the language evaluator because we communicate on daily basis, but there is a medium of communication which is called as language, which is very important. That can be any language, Telugu, English, Spanish, or whatever the language is. But it is very important for us to drive that message to the other person only when you have a proper language, proper use of words. In order to give the report of Wordmaster Grammarian, put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Charan. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Signer. This is my Wordmaster Grammarian's report. First of all, let me start off with the good usages. A few good usages that I heard from Toastmaster of the Day's theme today are Ace, cross our minds, better the meeting, introvert, hone means to get better, right place at the right time. And Toastmaster Ameena, the speaker for today's meeting, she had quite a few good usages such as unfortunately fortunate, astonishment, isolated, consoling. And table topic master, Toastmaster Manasa, this is one of the good usages that I heard from her, simpleton, which means actually a foolish person. And then Toastmaster Karthika used the word perks. And General Evaluator Toastmaster Sainath used a few good words such as crux, in store for us, humongous. And Toastmaster Yashwant, one of the table topic speakers, he used words such as charismatic, ardent, need of the hour. So there are quite a few incorrect usages. Please forgive me if I go beyond the restricted time limit. Starting with, these are a few of them. There are 3 rules. Hope you will follow that. Hope you will follow them. We are referring to the rules, and that is a plural thing. From that day to here, from that day to this day. All way from Bhimavaram must be all the way from Bhimavaram. Which is the most fun segment must be which is the funniest segment. On your feet must be think on your feet. Give a feedback must be give feedback. We will proceed to must be we will proceed with. How you can make it in a better way must be how can you do it in a better way. They are nothing but. They are no one else but. Time limit is from 1 to 2 minutes. Must be time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. Our counter of today's meeting must be our counter for today's meeting. It will not count it. Must be it will not be counted. I will give you the chance. I will give you a chance. What makes you a better communicator? In that context, it must have been what makes you a good communicator. Are you ready to go? Must be are you ready to begin? Take a pat on your back must be give a pat on your back. How beautiful dancer you are must be how beautiful of a dancer you are. Much amount of money that was not properly used. Communication skills is very important, must be communication skills are very important. You can use the same camera as of Arnav, must be you can use the same camera as that of Arnav's. Someone called Charan must be someone named Charan. If you ever fail in your life, if you ever fail in your life must be if you ever failed in your life. With qualifying in this exam must be with qualifying the exam. I did not accept it must be I did not accept. Go forward must be go ahead. And this is something that I'm skeptical about. Beautiful explanation and beautiful speech. I am not sure if a speech can be beautiful or if an explanation can be beautiful. This is something that I have to research about. And a few more, there are probably 2 or 3 more. Movie wherein he says, movie in which he says. Fell in love with that movie with that scene must be fell in love with that movie because of that scene. To be hygiene must be to be hygienic. Congratulate to each and everyone must be congratulate each and everyone. Speak a little loud or speak a little fast must be speak a little louder, speak a little faster. And the word of the day and idiom of the day has been used one time each by Toastmaster Charan, myself, and Toastmaster Saina, the general evaluator. Toastmaster Ameena used the word of the day once, and Toastmaster Janvi used word of the day once and idiom of the day once. Over to you, general evaluator Toastmaster Saina.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Charan. That was an exhaustive report, but still it is very informative and very useful. It was very elucidate. It is very helpful for every one of us. Thank you so much for that. So now when it comes to communication, there are some speed breaks or, speed breakers, in fact, which, slows the pace of our speech, or they may degrade the value of our speech. So in order to help us to overcome those speed breakers, we have our counter, Toastmaster Srikanth. Thank you so much, Srikanth, for taking up the role. Over to you to give the report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sainath. I'm going to present my counter report. It's one of the clear meeting. As of our most of my columns are empty. I have few remarks from few suggestions. Toastmaster of the day, Ameena, you just are more than 5 times. Evaluator Jahnavi, you just are 3 times. Short pause 1 time. Timer Kartikaya, you just in his table topics are more than 5 times, and repeated words that, and short pause 1 time. Toastmaster S1, you just are 1 time, and some repeated words we are seeing 2 times. And guess it is the first time they are all did wonderful job. They coming and speaking, they taking their table topic roles, and everyone is do their best. And coming to Arnav, are more than 5 times. Shravan are more than 5 times. Lokesh are more than 5 times, and Ganesh are more than 5 times. This is the overall report. And to improve or to break these crunches, 2 suggestions I have as a counter to intimate you. One is speak up and slow down. It will let your brain catch up with your words. It will give some time to articulate your speech. And second suggestion is give appropriate pauses. It will also give some time your brain to articulate your words in proper sentence. Then it will avoid all these unknown guess which is coming in your speech in between. Over to you, General Evaluator Saina.
Thank you so much, counter. So next up is the timer. As I told you, everything in Toastmasters is time bounded. So let us try to understand whether we have time bound to our speeches or not. So put your hands together to welcome our timer, Toastmaster Karthikeya.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sainath. Coming to the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Meghana spoke for 6 minutes and 39 seconds, qualified. And for table topics, the table topics session was exuberant. Toastmaster Yashwant spoke for 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Toastmaster Karthikeya, for myself, I spoke for 1 minute and 28 seconds. And coming to Ganesh and his family, it was squaring the circle. Guest Ganesh spoke for 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Guest Arnav spoke for 1 minute 27 seconds. Guest Shravan and Lokesh spoke for 46 seconds and 44 seconds respectively. Coming to the evaluations, Toastmaster Janavi spoke for 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator Sainath.
Thank you so much, timer. Now it's time for the general evaluation report. Now I'll give you the comprehensive report of how the meeting went and where we can improve so that we can implement those learnings in our next meeting. So starting from Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Nandini, you have started the meeting with a very good smile and you welcomed everybody. You laid down all the ground rules and you stated the club mission, which is really good. Thank you so much for that. And next up is the Toastmaster of the day. The spotlight of the entire meeting for today. You explain the meeting structure clearly, and you followed all the meeting protocols. Whenever you call the speaker, whenever you call the role player, kudos to you. And if I have to, tell about your role in 5 I's, that is, first one is interactive, informative, influential, impressive, and inspiring. And these 5 I's sum up your entire session. And the slides that you have come up with are very simple and very informative. Thank you so much for that. And coming to my team report, that is a timer, accountant, and grammarian timer. The introduction was really good. And best part is that you have placed word of the day and idiom of the day on the slides so that the speakers can use them on the fly whenever they give the speech or whenever it is appropriate for them to use them. And you are a TT speaker also. You participated in table topics also. You managed both of them really well. Kudos to you on that. And for that patient and clear report. And coming to our counter, the introduction was really good. You explained in detail what your role exactly is, and the report itself also was really good. And mention some of the doubles that some of the speaker has used. Maybe you can implement that in your next role or whenever you take our counter role next time. Third one, Wordmaster Grammarian. As I already told you, wonderful job done. And the idiom of the day and word of the day are very much relevant. And most of the speakers tried using them. Kudos to you on that. Even though the report was exhaustive and it was very helpful and fruitful as well. Coming to evaluator, you have done a really good job. You told what are the areas that the speaker has done really good and where that person can improve as a speaker. In pathways, there is a tradition that you can give a challenge to the speaker towards the end of the speech where the speaker can implement in the next speech. When you take up evaluation role next time, you try to do that, giving a challenge to the speaker. Next, coming to table topics master, Manasa, you have done really good job. You made us understand how important, speaking off the cuff is, because on daily basis, we take up client calls, we interact with new strangers or we interact with strangers, lots of new people. And it is very important for us to make sure that we respond, properly, right? And kudos to all the non-Toastmaster guests who have taken the opportunity to speak. Arnav, Ganesh, Savan Kumar, Lokesh, you are brave souls, guys, and you have a big heart, because it is not that easy to take up a table topic. But once you do it, you feel a lot lighter and you feel a lot better, much happier. And you feel, I'm sure that you'll sleep today with a lot of contentment. Thank you so much for taking up the role. And overall, the climate of the entire meeting was really good. There were no clutches. There were no clutches and there were no speed breakers. It was a seamless meeting, even though we started the meeting 3 minutes late, and we are about to close the meeting on time. And starting the meeting on time is something which we always have to do, because it is a collective responsibility. We have to start everything on time. We have to end everything on time, right? So with this, I hand over the stage back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ameena. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sainath. So that was our general evaluator and his team. And thank you very much, guys, for your collective report on very specific nuances as to how we can better our communication or our speeches. And I'm sure this feedback, if once we apply it, it will help us a lot. Thank you very much. So that was our entire Toastmasters meeting. I'm sure all of you must have a better idea now than you did in the beginning of the meeting. If yes, please give a thumbs up. I feel like a YouTuber whenever I say this. Please give a thumbs up. Or if you want to share your experience, please share it in the chat box. Or if you want to improve on your communication skills. So like you've seen in the prepared speeches segment, Meghana is a member of a club who got the opportunity to give a speech. So she has a mentor who trains her. So through that way, she gave a speech. Then we have a table topic segment where you all, these amazing guests, all the first timers, congratulations again. You guys did an amazing job taking up a topic and speaking. So how did you feel? I just want to know. Please type in the chat box. When you spoke, how did you feel? And after you were done speaking, how did you feel? So please just type it in the chat box. All the people that spoke in the table topics round. I think it was Ganesh, Lokesh, and Arnav. If I'm missing out any names. So unmute and speak out. Yeah, you guys can unmute and speak, guys. I think you can unmute. The option is allowed. Yeah. You can also unmute and share if anyone wants to share, because again, like the entire meeting, this is also going to be interactive. So please unmute and just let us know how did you feel when you spoke in the meeting. If anyone's interested, you can raise your hand or unmute.
Yeah, Ganesh again.
Hi,
Really,
Ganesh.
thank you, team. You people are really done very good job. You know, the way you people are encouraging. That one I have to say. Really, asking about what is the feeling in before and after, right? Exactly. When they're given the topic, it's really my brain went to stop. There is no point in mind. Okay, when I started again, I am getting the points. Really, after the speech, I thought, why don't you ask? Can I ask again? Can you give the topic back? Because a lot of thoughts in my mind. That was my experience. It's a wonderful experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Ganesh. That happens to most of us, even though we do it many times. Once the topic is done, we are like, okay, these are the things I could have said, I should have said. That is why you should be a member in Toastmasters, because if I cannot speak in this meeting, I'll go back and join another meeting of another club. I'll speak there. So that is what it is about. So to sum up, Toastmasters is an amazing place that you guys can come to, and I'm sure you guys have understood by now. And we will have meetings forward. Our next meeting will be coming up soon. I would just like to open right now if anyone has any questions, because someone had texted me how to join Toastmasters. So anyone has any questions related to Toastmasters, you can unmute right now. We will answer. If not, you can drop it in the chat box. Yep. Before we could go forward with that, I see people leaving. So if we can have a group picture, it will be beautiful. If it were an offline meeting, we all could meet and greet and shake hands. So I would now request everyone to at least turn on your videos so that we can have a group picture. Thank you, guys. Nandini, will you take the picture?
Yeah, sure.
Yashwant, Janavi, Lokesh, Manasa.
Yes, 3, 2, 1. I'm taking a picture. Done.
Thank you very much. That's a positive response. No one ever listens to me when I say turn on videos. Thank you very much, guys. All right. So someone has asked, how can I join Toastmasters? So you can join Toastmasters. There is a huge answer I can give to that. But briefly speaking, basically we have a club which we are going to start in Vijayawada soon. So Vijayawada Community Club. And once the club begins, we actually, if you're interested, you can drop your name. Already somebody has given me their name. You can drop a name to me or Nandini or any of us in the chat box. If you're interested, we will contact you and we will let you know the further details as to how to join. There is a membership fee. There is an entire process that we will explain you in detail. But before that, I'm going to drop a link, which I would request you guys to please register. Just give me a second.
And we will also
Alright.
provide our contact numbers so that you can connect with us.
Yeah, so we've dropped one link here where it says please register with this link. That is just a way for us to get your contact so that we can communicate with you if you're interested to join Vijayawada Toastmasters Club. And then there is another link which is a WhatsApp group. There are a lot of people in our WhatsApp group. The reason we have this group is, please share the link to your friends. Yeah, please share it with your friends as well. Just you can copy paste, I guess. You can share it to your friends. In the WhatsApp group, you can join the WhatsApp group. We share our meeting timings, any events that we have, and any important announcements. You can stay updated there. You have any doubts related to Toastmasters also, you can ask over there. Any other questions, guys? Any other doubts you still have about Toastmasters? Should I take that silence as a no? Okay. All right. So I guess that, there are no further doubts. But if you do have doubts, Nandini has dropped two contacts. One is my contact and Nandini's contact. We will answer your call and we will explain the entire thing anytime you can call. And even if you join the group also, we have an entire team of Toastmasters available. You can also drop a message there. We will explain it to you. Please follow our Instagram handle if you are someone who uses Instagram a lot. It's called @Vijayawada.Toastmasters, if I'm right. Yeah. And we also have a Facebook page called Vijayawada Toastmasters. There also you'll find the updates that you need for the meeting. The next meeting will be held on the next Saturday of the month, which is 15th May, 6:30 p.m. Same, 6:30 p.m., 15th May. We'll see you guys again. This time, if you come alone, next time, please don't come alone. Bring someone else along with you. Like we have Arnav and his whole family here. Bring your entire family. That's totally fine. Bring someone along, bring your friends along, and you can have a great meeting. On that note, we will now conclude the meeting, and I would like to hand it over to the Sergeant at Arms, Nandini, to close the meeting. Over to you, Nandini.
Thank you so much, Ameena. And yes, we have came to the end of the very first meeting of Vijayawada Toastmasters. I hope everybody have their own takeaways in this meeting, and I congratulate everybody for being very exuberant from starting till the end of the meeting. It's very appreciable at the start. And yes, our next meeting is on next 15th of May from 6:30 to 8 again. If you have any queries, please contact any of us in the group so that we'll definitely reply to you. And with this, I conclude that Vijayawada Toastmasters Club meeting number 1, which is the demo meet, came to an end officially. Thank you so much. The meeting has ended officially.